Hey everyone, in this episode, we're going to be taking a look at Fantastic Beasts, The Crimes of Grindelwald. We're going to be taking a look at the characters, the plot, and the overall story arc taking place in this series and franchise. All that and more in episode 94 of the Reel-ists podcast. Team Reel-ists, welcome to this episode. I'm Oscar.
I'm Donnie.
And we have our producer Ruben here as well.
Hello.
He says hello, as always. And as always, this is the Reel-ists podcast where we talk about movies and discuss...
Like he does every week.
I was transitioning here. I was trying to transition. But Clearly I can't. Okay, I shouldn't transition. But as I was saying, you know our motto if you're listening to it. If this is your first time listening to it, go hear a better start off than what we just did here. One of the previous episodes. That's how you keep it short and cheap. We're 94 episodes in, guys. They can definitely tune into another movie that they probably watched. I'm just saying.
Maybe they watched this one.
Well, if they watch this one and other ones, they can help us.
That's right.
But yeah, so just want to make sure everyone is aware this is going to be a spoiler discussion of Fantastic Beasts, The Crimes of Grindelwald. So hopefully you've seen it. Hopefully you've seen some other of the Harry Potter films, just so you can follow along as much as we can. We're not going to go into more of like the Harry Potter mythology of it too much.
We're not?
Not too much, no.
I'm just kidding.
So
I couldn't if you paid me. I don't know.
That's what... We're just going to focus on the Fantastic Beasts series, but it has ties to Harry Potter, so it is connected to that franchise, but which is calling it the Wizarding World. That's how they call this franchise.
Wizarding World. I like that.
Yes. So let's. I think we're ready to go into this. Let's put on our wizarding robes and dive into this.
You have your wands ready?
Yes, with my wand, my first spell. Okay, we're not doing all that. Got it. First question. As always, as I try to say, we like to keep it simple for our fans. What are your quick thoughts for this movie?
I really, really liked it, and I'm not gonna lie, I didn't have the highest expectations for this film. I didn't think it was gonna be a bad film. I just didn't know how invested I was gonna be in it. The first Fantastic Beasts, I was a little put to sleep on certain parts, and I was kind of losing interest.
What time did you watch it? Did you watch it when?
Yeah, I did watch it at a later time, so that's probably something to do with it. But no, I mean, I'm not, to keep it real, I've never been the biggest Harry Potter fan in general. Not that I thought that they were bad movies, and in defense of the Harry Potter franchise, I haven't even seen all of them. I've only seen the first one. I saw the Sorcerer's Stone. That's the first one, right?
Yes.
I saw. You just said we're not going to talk about Harry Potter, and here I am talking about the other Harry Potter films.
Well, you're clearly establishing your perspective, your point of view here.
Yeah. So I only seen the Sorcerer's Stone, and I saw the Prisoner of Azkaban, which is the third one, right?
Correct.
Okay, cool. Those are the only ones I saw.
How did you miss two? Like, wait, you missed Chamber of Secrets?
Oh, wait. Did I see? Okay, I can't remember.
Big Snake? Do you remember a Big Snake?
Yeah.
So that was number 2.
Oh, so I did see the first 3.
Oh, okay, there you go.
Okay, so I saw Sorcerer's Stone, Chamber of Secrets, Prisoner of Azkaban. And I have no idea what the other ones are called after that. So then I was like, okay, cool, Harry Potter. It's cool. Like, it's not my thing, but it's cool. It's a good movie. I can see why people love it.
You became a teenager and
I got too cool. and then Fantastic Beasts rolled out. So I was like, oh, okay. It's not like a continuation of Harry Potter. It's in the Wizarding World, like you said. So I was like, okay, I'll give this a shot. Maybe I'll like it better. I didn't really like it better. I didn't like it better than the Harry Potter films I had saw. So then, but I watched it and it was cool, and I saw why people liked it. It had cool beasts, and it showed me where to find them.
Thank you for that breakdown.
Oh man,
I can't wait to hear the recap for this one. Yeah, he did some crimes, and I saw how he did those.
So then when they said that this one was coming, I'm so sorry. I'm supposed to be giving quick thoughts on the movie, and I'm sitting here like giving you my like giving my whole life story.
Surrounding, why couldn't watch Harry Potter? Got it. Oh God, we're caught up too. We're catching up though. We're catching up. So you're saying we just finished the year of Fantastic Beasts, So you moved to LA in 2017, okay?
Oh my God, I'm crying. Oh my God. All right, I'm sorry. Okay. So back to your original question, Oscar. My thoughts on Fantastic Beasts. I said all that to say that I liked this one a lot more than the first one. I liked this one. It engaged me more. Oh my God, that was funny. I'm sorry. Okay, refocus. I did like this one. It was it engaged me more. It was more entertaining to watch, and I think thankfully I had seen the first one. So it kind of like I had some foundation to build upon, and because of that, I was able to be more interested in the characters and see how they were developed more, and where sorry.
There it is.
And where they were going and with the story and the plot, it was nice. It had a great balance of, it had enough like adventure for me. It had enough comedy, like comic relief at certain spots, and just an interesting storyline and just the characters themselves, and a big reveal at the end that.
We'll go into detail.
We'll go into details of that.
Because it's a spoiler discussion.
Yes.
So, in case you're living under a rock for the last, when did the first one come out? Like 2001-ish, something like that? The last 17 years?
Oh,
the first Harry Potter.
Yeah, I think like around, yeah.
And if you barely peeked under the rock, last 2 years, then the movie did come out, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. Listen to Donnie's recap if you need to. But essentially, this movie is the second installment in the Fantastic Beasts series. I'm really not liking this IMDb synopsis. This is really what it says.
Okay.
The second installment of the Fantastic Beasts series, set in J.K. Rowling Wizarding World, featuring the adventures of Maguzologist. That's a magical like term there. Newt Scamander. That's all it is. It's not even really telling you.
That's all it says?
The title does a better description of that movie. So let me spin it off and tell you everyone what this is.
Yeah.
So this is following up Newt Scamander, who has been tasked by Albus Dumbledore to retrieve a key component that will help defeat the evil Grindelwald. Boom. That's gonna be my IMDb. Let me enter that.
I like it
and get points for that. Yes, but this movie does star Johnny Depp. It does star Jude Law, Eddie Redmayne, Zoe Kravitz, and many more. The list can go on and on. Ezra Miller, The Flash. Just had to make sure I give him
that
credit
out there.
But yes, and directed by David Yates. And this movie was actually written by J.K. Rowling herself. So if you're not liking something, you're not liking the author. And specifically the creator of this world.
Yeah. Take it up with her.
Right. But to give my thoughts. So when I was 5 and I saw the first...
The very first time I ever heard Harry Potter. It was a Saturday.
My sister says, "This book is amazing." And I say, "What, sister? What book are you possibly reading?" But no, so I have been following along from all the movies from Harry Potter. Oddly enough, I've only read the 7th book. That was the only book I read.
That was the last one, right?
Yeah, that was the last one from the Harry
Deathly
Potter.
Hallows?
Yeah.
And then,
you.
Right, I know that.
Someone that hasn't seen it knows the title.
And so the book is only one part, right?
But the book is just one book, yeah.
Yeah,
But the movie was
they
split.
did too, yeah.
That was the only one that I read, and that was because I wanted to know how the book ends. So it was kind of one of those. I think number 6. I don't think number 6 was out. I think the number 6 movie was just coming out.
Was that the Goblet of Fire?
No, that's the 4th one.
Oh.
the Half-Blood Prince.
Oh no, I said that.
Okay, it's not a guessing game. It's okay. It's okay. We're not quizzing you. The Half-Blood Prince.
The Half-Blood
That
Prince.
movie was just. I think it was. I don't know if it was out or was coming out. I want to say it was out because otherwise I wouldn't have been able to pick up on a lot of stuff in the book. But so yeah, that's why I had fallen on. But anyways, so that was the only book I read, but I've seen all the movies. So coming into this one, I was cautiously optimistic because it's J.K. Rowling, so she knows what to do in her own world. You can't, a lot of times when there's an adaptation, you're just like, oh, I don't know why they didn't include that, or why they didn't develop this character. This was all on her, so I was, doing 7 books of this universe would be a good amount to see, like, I know what I'm talking about. So, and she had an involvement in the last movie, so I was very confident in that. And the director, I know exactly what I'm getting in this Harry Potter franchise because he's done the last, I believe, from 5 to he's done 6. He's done 6 Harry Potter movies now with this one. So I knew what I was getting, and I enjoyed his movies. So I was like, okay, I'm down for this.
Yeah.
And it entertained me exactly how I needed it to be. It kept the series going forward. So many questions that you get, a few get answered, not too many, but it really has opened it up. And I know a lot of people are saying this was more of a setup for the next few movies coming out. But I'm just like, wasn't like all the Harry Potters like that? Wasn't most of the Harry Potters
Isn't that the
like
nature
setting it up for like the fight with Voldemort? But it really did move the movie forward more interestingly. And unfortunately, they try to hover around the Fantastic Beasts, the creatures, but I don't think that's what audiences, not Harry Potter fans, don't touch them. Not what the audiences really are going to be interested in.
Yeah.
So I feel like
that's why the first film was made.
Yep. Well, yeah, Donnie, we know. You found out about Fantastic Beasts and how to
find them. So now that we got that.
So it was, the first one was a nice establishment again of this time period rather than the world because we already know a lot about it. And the second one is now following with these characters. Now we're taking their journeys that lead them to, if you know the Harry Potter books, Dumbledore versus Grindelwald is the biggest battle ever prior to Voldemort taking place. So we all know it's going to be a big epic battle. And it's just building up to that. That's what everyone at this point is looking forward to. We just have to go over these humps and we have to let these characters have arcs. Because the first movie doesn't really give them arcs in Fantastic Beasts. It was kind of just the whole, some wizards happen to land in New York and some beasts are running around and one person's trying to capture them.
Right.
It wasn't like, I'm on the side of evil. I support Grindelwald, or I'm like, no, Dumbledore is going to save us. It wasn't. You didn't get any of that. None of that was teased until the very end of the first film, and that's what a lot of people were talking about. So this one was a nice follow up, and it just met all the expectations that I had. It unfortunately leaves more questions, and I know that's a bad thing to some people, and to some extent, I agree with that. Mm-hmm. But what do you think about the characters of like Newt and Queenie and Jacob, Tina, those that we really are supposed to be following? What did you think of their characters in this one, Donnie?
I really like Queenie. I like them all, but Queenie was.
I feel like you just picked a card. Like you had a card of all 4. I liked Queenie.
No, I like them all. Queenie was one of my favorites, and I just for some reason I'd been kind of thinking about her lately. I mean, like not like that. Just like she's out of all the characters, she's I don't know. She's very likable. Obviously, she's
in a sad arc right now. We can talk about her a little bit with her like wanting to be able to do whatever she wants as a wizard. She has, that's what she's thinking, and to have to be like, well, the bad side is the path to go to make this possible. Mm-hmm. The biggest one she just wants to do is marry whoever she wants. In this case, Jacob. But to me, it was a little odd. I was like, well, you want this to go so bad that you're practically ending your relationship with Jacob. So now you don't have anyone to marry. So I'm just like, are you thinking about this still? And then there is speculation, because I think it was confirmed, that she was drugged, that she's being drugged into thinking this is like the way to go.
That's what I got. I thought that she was like there was I don't know, spell or something. Like there was an enchantment that caused her to do that. Because and I could be wrong, but I swear I thought somewhere
I could see
along
that.
the line I picked that up.
Right, that would make sense.
Because I was like, there's no way like she loved Jacob, so like why is she choosing to like not be with him or whatever?
Because I feel like that's the thing. It's like she wants to be able to marry him, that she has to do all this work just to marry him, and he's not seeing that she's doing all this for him. So that's why she's like, you think I'm crazy, and he does say you're crazy. But yeah, I mean that's what I took away from it. I would be okay if it was that she was drugged. It would make it a lot easier to forgive her and allow her to have a good ending with Jacob.
Yeah.
Versus like if she decides to stay evil and she goes and kills someone in the next book, that's gonna be hard for us to be like
to forgive.
Yeah, we want you to stay on our side.
It's like once blood is shed, it's kind of like not going back after that point. But we're still in a spot where she can be brought back to the good side. Hopefully, that's
right. Because I mean, at the end of the movie, she's with Grindelwald, so it's like she has like she's gone up the ranks. I'm assuming maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, and she's telling him to like go easy on Credence, like be gentle with him.
Right.
So it's like,
and I was like, first of all, you don't know.
Like
Credence.
You calling the shots now?
Like I was like, how do you know Credence so well?
Credence gonna turn around like, do you know me?
Oh, that's right. See, I forgot about that detail. These magicians, wizards, and everything they can do. There's a lot of powers in this world. I don't know.
Sometimes it overwhelms me.
Like you can live in your briefcase if you wanted to.
And I feel like it's like crazy. Anything goes. Like you can, you can cast spells. You can you can do anything.
There could be a spell that makes your bank account double or triple. Right.
For real, give me that spell. But yeah, the
Money-fi. That's what the
Money-fi. Money-fi banker.
Creating our own. What's your wand spell? But so yes, so that was Queenie. That was Donnie's favorite. Do you have more? A Queenie?
No.
Okay.
It's all about Queenie.
My favorite character that I'm enjoying so far is Newt Scamander.
I mean, yeah.
I'm liking that he's being different. Like he's not like I want to be the hero. He's kind of like I care about these creatures, but I trust Dumbledore. That he enough to put up with what he's telling me to do. Because he doesn't want to do this stuff. He doesn't want to be involved in all this stuff. He says that he doesn't want to pick a side. That was like his whole thing, but in a way, he's like, they didn't really establish why he's listening to Dumbledore, but I can only assume it was just because there's like a trust in him because that was his professor.
There's just a history there, and he maybe just admires him.
I'm doing you a solid. I don't know what exactly that could have been in that case, but so I'm liking that. But I'm liking that he's still himself. Like he's not seeing this as like I need to save the world. He's just more of like I need to take care of the people I want to stay in my life, like Tina. Or these creatures. I need to make sure these creatures aren't being harmed. So yeah, I've been really liking his arc. I think he's been a great addition to the team because originally all he was really known for was writing a book about the magical creatures, the Fantastic Beasts, or however we want to establish them. That's what he's known for. That's what the book he writes is what Harry Potter reads in his school. So it's that kind of that's all we knew about him. And now we have the establishment of seeing he was actually part of the first, I don't want to say war, but the first big battle for the wizards with Grindelwald and Dumbledore. So yeah, it was nice. It was a nice addition to it. Because I had heard talks that he was going to have a less role, moving forward. It was going to be shortened each time.
Oh, really?
But this one made it seem like he wasn't going anywhere.
No, I've definitely got.
It was definitely less.
It was, yeah, but it wasn't
From the first one?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I noticed that, and I didn't like that.
But it wasn't
I didn't mind it, but
because I mean, he had less because they had to establish more. They had to establish Dumbledore.
Less is more. Less is more.
They had to establish Dumbledore. They had to establish Grindelwald. They had to establish Nagini. They had to establish Credence more. There was a lot more people that they had to introduce. So I could see why. Letta, yeah. There's a lot more that had to cause. All four of them, really. All four of them had less screen time. So that's unfortunate. But maybe if the third one can show, now that we've established more, the journey between these four, then it might be worth it. Might be a nice little bit. We'll see. But Letta was a good character. I was really enjoying her.
Yeah, I was really liking that, and I'm glad that they gave her a little backstory and
it was a very heroic sacrifice.
Yeah.
The thing with that is because Lestrange has become known as a bad last name due to Bellatrix, who Donnie probably would hate if you've seen the the remaining movies. Are you planning to see the remaining movies?
Yeah.
Tell the audience you plan.
No, I do for sure.
That's what we're gonna do on Christmas. We're gonna watch all Harry Potter movies. Dang, I think we talked about that. Right.
Well, remember we calculated it'd take 20 hours to watch them all.
Well, we've seen the first.
Roughly.
We've seen the first 3, so we can.
But I'd want to watch the first 3 again just to like refresh.
So what's gonna happen is we're gonna do.
We'll do 8 days of Harry Potter.
8 days of Harry Potter and
is
Christmas.
it 8 films?
I think that's actually
7 films.
That's what Freeform does. I think Freeform has like weekends in October in the winter that just plays the movies in the loop. So we'll have our 8 days of Harry Potter before Christmas. On the 7th day of Harry Potter,
Harry Potter gave to me
the Deathly Hallows. Anyways, so that was new. What did you think about Tina and Jacob? We'll put them together because I feel like we don't have much, but just to give them the spotlight. Did you enjoy their arcs that they're going through? I feel like Tina was still unknown of what she wants to do. Like she wants to be like known for doing something great as in her role, like in her what do they call it? It starts with an A. Auras or something? Yeah, Aurora. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like she wants to be a great one, like Newt Scamander's brother. He was cool. He was like one of those like bigger brothers that's just like perfect.
Right.
Hard
to live up to.
Exactly. But yeah, I feel like she still doesn't. I don't know. I feel like she doesn't fit that like mold yet. Like I know she wants to be a hero, but I feel like she's better off with being able to just stick local. Like she wants to do something big. It feels like she wants to because that's what she's always going out for. She's always trying to put herself in a position where she gets noticed for doing something great. But I just don't see like that's really something she's interested in. It's very odd. It's like one of those situations where you hear someone saying like, yeah, I want to be I want to get a master's in this degree and the highest engineering whatever. And then, but you just see them just like, no, you don't really seem like you want to. It seems like you're saying that, but you don't really seem like you're that passionate about that. I don't know. That's what I'm getting from her.
No, I get it. And then is her and Newt, like, is there something going on there? Yeah. Like relationship-wise, they're trying to like...
That was the ending of the first one that, yes, there was something starting to happen. And then we got filled in that typo in the newspaper caused her to think that he moved on and got someone and was falling in love with someone else. Mm-hmm. So she was like, whatever, I'm done with you. So that's how.
Yeah, because that's what the vibe I got, and I was like, well, come on, don't throw this away. Like, here I am trying to be Mr. Romantic, like trying to have people fall in love. But I'm like, I want you guys to like keep this going. Like, I want you guys to get to where Queenie and Jacob are. Although right now they're not.
Right. I was like, damn, you want
right
them
now
to fight?
not, or they're not anywhere. But...
I honestly think their relationship would work for Tina and Newt.
And Newt.
I think they work. I think they do work well.
I do too. I feel like they would balance each other out, and like he has like, because I feel like too, like just at a quick glance, like she seems like more of a go getter, and like I mean they both are in their own right, but like she seems more kind of like it's like he seems more calm and tame, and she seems more like run into something head first kind of thing. It's like whatever. Yeah. So I feel like those two like those qualities they would be able to balance each other out, just like at a quick glance. But I feel like they would be good together.
I think so. I agree. I hope they move forward fast too, and not like keep it in this like will they, won't they?
Yeah, I know.
State. Hopefully they confirm in the next one that yes they're together. Have that big kiss because they haven't had a kiss yet, did they? No, I don't think they have. No kiss yet.
I don't think so. Not in the first one.
And then Jacob, I feel like Jacob, he's just like tagging along, and it sucks because he's not a wizard, so he doesn't have.
He's not magical.
Yeah, he's just like.
He's just a simple like. Baker, owner of a bakery, who
caught himself in this, and he thought his memories were wiped, and it turns out it was only bad memories. And then they didn't explain that well. I was like, okay, I that to me was confusing. How they just was like, oh yeah, you didn't lose your memories. You have your entire collection still of what happened, just on a few bad things. And I was like, what was a bad thing? What was a bad memory then? Because what do you think this entire thing of like seeing like Fantastic Beasts and Wizarding, wouldn't that be like bad experience? Because he was like, you don't have any of that and you could have died. I don't know. Very odd.
I mean, because the way it ended was that he didn't remember anything that had happened.
Right.
So like he didn't know anything about the Wizarding world.
Exactly.
Right?
And so this one, when he first shows up, they established that it was only bad experiences that were washed away, wiped, whatever. And that's why I'm just like, what was bad? What experience was bad that was wiped away? But yeah, they did a lot of that. They did a lot of like, here, let me recap real quick why we got to this point.
Yeah.
So it is what it is on that part. But the big characters here moving forward also is going to be Dumbledore and Grindelwald. What did you think of their characters?
I thought they were. So I'm trying to remember because I'm not the best with like the names.
So Johnny Depp and Jude Law.
Yeah. So which one was Johnny Depp?
Yes, that's the bad guy, Grindelwald. Grindelwald, I think is with a V. I think it's like Germanish type.
Grindelwald. I thought he was. Okay, so he's evil.
Did you believe him? Yeah. Did you believe he was?
Yeah, but
that was a great speech he gave.
Yeah, and that's the thing. He wasn't like, for me, he wasn't like a evil like, oh,
I can kill whenever I want. Or
yeah, like it seemed like he really believes that like everything he does is justifiable, and it really is for a purpose. It's not like I'm evil because I just want to be evil and maniacal, ha ha ha. It's like this is serving a greater purpose. So it kind of, not that I'm saying I'm okay with it or anything, but
are you saying you're joining his side?
I'm saying that I like that that's the kind of villain he is, and it's like a kind of like almost you can kind of understand, like you can see why kind of thing. Like he makes you understand it a little more. But I did like him. I mean, he's evil, but I'm trying not to make it seem like I love the evil guy here. But he is good. I think Johnny Depp played him well, and I like that he's in this. He's
for the movie's sake.
For the movie's sake, yes, I really really like that. And Jude Law is Dumbledore.
Yes, you remember him.
Okay, Dumbledore.
The old professor with the white beard.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. He was great. Obviously, he's a great guy. And I really liked, I mean, we did spoil it. We already said it's going to be a spoiler. Mm-hmm. So, can I jump there? Can I say?
Go for it.
So, there's this a pact that they made, right?
Yep.
That they can't like harm each other. And it was
it was what? Well, oh my gosh. We'll never know. Donnie's thoughts.
Well, I didn't know, right? That was the last thing Donnie ever said. I thought that was really, really cool because I remember because I was like, well, why can't they? Like, obviously they're on opposing sides. Why can't they harm each other? And and I had asked Sandy, remember, I was like, why can't they harm each other? And it was like a pact that they made. So is that pact like in that thing, in that, I sound like the most illiterate person in the world. That little thing that Newt got at the end.
Yes.
What's that thing called?
I mean, I don't think they named it, but
so is that where the pact lies?
Yeah, that's what because they did that like common. Let's cut our hands, bleed, mix them together, and then that little container
appeared or necklace was created or something manifested.
Spell.
Yeah. So that's the thing. So now, Jude Law's character, what's his name again? Dumbledore, as they're going to try to find a way to hopefully destroy. Well, they said they're going to try to find a way to destroy it.
Right. So that then Dumbledore can fight because they didn't show, and I think that's one of the bad things about this. They didn't show Dumbledore really being worthy as the title is giving him of like he's one of the best. Mm-hmm. Because that's why Grindelwald is fearing is that Dumbledore can find a way to beat him. Right. So that's why he's having to chase Credence to be able to defeat Dumbledore so that nothing can stop him. So he's like, now I'm invincible. No one can stop me.
Right.
But they showed Grindelwald, yes, like I can see him why he's being established as a powerful, but Dumbledore wasn't really showcased why he was powerful. He was kind of more of just like you hear about it, but you don't see anything from him.
Yeah.
In the same way that it's like,
because it just can't. Because I'm just like he's just like a professor at a
right.
At
like
a
that's all. Yeah.
That's all we got really.
Yeah, and you don't get anything. Like he doesn't even have any action scenes, unless you want to consider him like talking to Newt in Paris as action around Paris, and then like transporting to like different locations, I guess. But yeah, no, it was unfortunate. It was like one where it's like, show us something that would be, oh, we do need to see him fight the bad guy.
Yeah.
Because at this point, it's just like, well, why can't Newt fight the bad guy? Like, we're seeing him in the action.
Yeah,
more.
like you're sending him off to do all this stuff
Right.
anyway, so why can't he be the one?
Based off what we can see, I feel like I would think Newt can beat Dumbledore just based off their little, like, we don't see him fight, but he's being labeled the best wizard. Mm-hmm. So very odd. But yes, we haven't seen him fight, so that definitely had a negative draw. We have to see something from Dumbledore to prove it.
Yeah.
I mean, I know from like Harry Potter fans, we would say look at the first 7 Harry Potter movies, but at this moment for this particular series, not like we know what he's going to be destined to do.
Yeah.
But it's just like we need
just
to see
in this
it.
series without any prior knowledge or
right.
To
to me it was like, well, did J.K. Rowling go with the assumption that we are supposed to just be like, oh yeah, but if you've seen the Harry Potter movies, then you know what you can do. I don't know.
So let me ask you this, Oscar. Being that you've seen all the Harry Potter films, and I mean, in a sense, I know it's supposed to be like, because there are things that obviously this takes place before Harry Potter,
correct,
in the timeline. So, in a sense, we're kind of getting like a kind of prequel elements within these films.
Yes,
because they're alluding to things that are going to happen within the Harry Potter films. Is that something that is exciting to watch, or is it just like, well, I know it's going to happen, so blah 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 blah?
Well, the thing is,
does it deter?
There are more characters that we don't know than we do know. The characters that we do know have been more of just like Easter eggs would be the best probably terminology for that. A lot of the new characters, we don't know their fates. Mm-hmm. It's not like we don't know if they die to the point that they're not in, that's why they don't show up in the Harry Potter, movies.
Right.
But it's kind of more of like they're establishing characters. The only ones that we do know is Grindelwald and Dumbledore. At the very least, as of right now. We got introduced to some that we know have a role or a connection to other characters in the Harry Potter universe. But there's no one really that we can say like, oh, like Newt's going to become this or Newt's going to go and do that. And that's why in Harry Potter 1, he's missing an eye or anything like that. We don't have any of that. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I would say it's more exciting because it's new material. It's not one that we can predict. And we don't even know how we know that's the thing is we know one outcome, but it's just a matter of seeing how it plays out.
Right.
And there's going to be other stories around it that are going to be new to us that we can be excited for.
Okay. I'm just curious because, me, like I said, I've only seen the first 3, and I probably can't even tell you, like, the synopsis of all 3 of them. Like, it's been so long. So, me watching these Fantastic Beasts movies, it's like everything is pretty new to me.
Yeah.
Like, I'm watching it with, like, a clean slate. So, I'm like, I have no idea what's going to happen. Whereas you and Ruben, you guys have seen these films, or the Harry Potter films at least, so you kind of know, what it's kind of leading up to, the direction it's going in somewhat with some, at least the 2 main characters, like you said. So, just curious.
And it's kind of interesting for this movie. The plot is multiple plots, so we can't really be like, oh, the overall plot is this. You would argue that the overall plot is chasing Credence.
Yeah.
But there's so many different things that take place that you kind of forget that that's why they're moving around and around so much. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, they found him.
They did.
That movie should have been called "And the Search for
Finding Credence."
But yeah, because what was his crime that Grindelwald did in this movie? It was like there was just the crime was last movie.
Well, he escaped. I guess that was right. I mean, it's like in the beginning.
But it says crimes. That would be one crime.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I feel like the plot was messy to some degree.
Like a little all over the place.
Right. And I can see that it is very common. What everyone is saying is that it's establishing the future movies rather than focusing on its own movie. Mm-hmm. But I still feel like what we were still being shown was still good. That's the thing, though. Like, it wasn't like I don't care about, what Newt's doing and I don't care about Jacob. It was like these people, we care about them. So yeah, I don't mind tuning in. But this one was more like if this was a TV show, then yes, this is where that movie probably would have fit better for a TV series because each episode could have its own focus with the overall arc of we're trying to find Credence and have him not join the bad side or have him join the good side, whatever the safe side would be. But yeah, so I don't know. I can understand that big fault, and it wasn't distracting to me. It wasn't bad when I was watching it. It wasn't like I was like, what are they trying to do in this movie? It was just it just felt like you were just right in the middle of the story that you knew you were getting yourself into. I don't know. I still enjoyed it. It despite not feeling like you can really describe how the movie plays out. Because if you tell anyone to really describe the movie, most likely every person's going to start telling you like, oh, so they're trying to find Credence. But then we see, but Dumbledore is there and he has to tell Newt. But Newt also loves Tina because Tina is his friend. Oh, but Tina has his sister who has Queenie. And you're just like, wait, but what about Credence? Oh, about Credence. So what happened was like you get that lost.
Yeah.
Like no one could really tell you like this is how the movie plays out. And I think that's probably
it's like a lot of little subplots.
Right. It's like you can't tell me that Newt is going to find Credence because then then you have to explain to me why he's finding Credence, and then you have to talk about Dumbledore, but then you have to talk Dumbledore about with Grindelwald and why they're connected, and then you want to see like, oh, but Grindelwald had just escaped. Like it gets very, very messy about that.
Yeah,
so watch the bear comment that someone actually describes it very easily.
It's you guys are way overthinking this. It's really not that hard to describe.
I mean, IMDb did. All it said was this is the second installment of the Fantastic Beasts series, so. It's pretty much really what you're getting yourself into. You're getting yourself into the second installment of the series.
Yeah, pretty much. This is the what's going to link us to the next one.
Yeah,
it's like
but hopefully, moving forward, it starts to get fine tuned into like, all right, I know we have so many different characters we care about, but let's start focusing on how Grindelwald is rising to power and how Dumbledore is a leader or like a strong wizard. I don't know. That's ultimately what it's going to go to. I feel like maybe they need to just drop the Fantastic. Well, you can't drop the Fantastic Beast title because then you're going to think it's a whole nother series.
Yeah, you got to stick with that. But then it's like they kind of shot themselves in the foot by naming it Fantastic Beasts.
Because now they have to
always include the beasts.
Yeah,
at some point, right?
Like the Fantastic Beasts have to play a role now. And there was argument that this one didn't have as much, and understandably so. There was no need for them. But though Niffler, I will say the Niffler I thought was gonna die when he went to go get the little jewel, the necklace from Grindelwald. I thought he was gonna die. I thought he was gonna get it, and then like he's like, "Here you go, Newt," and
then die slowly, slow mo, and Newt's like, "No." Yeah.
Well, I don't know about Newt saying no, but yeah,
well, like
emotional. He was gonna get emotional about it. Yeah,
it was gonna be kind of like Maze Runner. The last one.
Oh yes, the Scorch Trials.
The Scorch Trials.
No, that was the second one.
Oh,
the Death Cure.
That's the Death Cure when the girl died, and it was like her slowly falling, and that's.
But that's how I thought, and all we got was Niffler being injured, like his arm was injured. I was just like a dog, pretty much. It didn't make a sound, but. That's all.
That's what you envisioned in your head.
That's what I envisioned. It was crying like a dog. But yeah, so that was nice. I think that was that one, and then the Dragon Lion. I don't know what they called it, but that was like the other one that had the biggest spotlight and like transporting them out of what location was it? Some location. Was there? And then they I know they take us to like his zoo because you see a lot of different creatures. You see the one underwater that was like a water horse dragon.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
But they don't really serve a plot, so it is kind of tough. And you have his little plant guy, his little Groot.
Exactly what I was thinking. Little Groot. Look at him crossing over into this world.
Right. But yeah, so that's really all the creatures we've seen, and I don't know how they're going to carry that over. I feel like Newt should like use them like Pokemon. I feel like that'd probably be the most effective thing for him to do. Be like, Niffler, I choose you to go get this for me, instead of like using his spells.
Yeah, he totally could. I mean,
I feel like that would be the most effective to keep the title.
Could easily do that. Yeah, because then they would be involved always. Yeah, just like treat them like characters, like the rest of the characters.
Right. Because the Niffler is the only one I think has been in both. But he's more comic. Like they made him more of a comic relief. Like you see him because he's stealing something, and it's adorable. Mm-hmm. So we'll see. I don't know. Any particular scene that stood out to you?
The whole movie. No, I really liked. There are a couple of scenes. I really liked the scene when they were trying to transport Grindelwald.
Mm-hmm. Grindelwald.
When they were trying to transport him, and they were when they were like carrying him and he was like kind of floating through air, but it looked like he was like unconscious and like knocked out, and like that was like just really really cool to see because I mean just visually it looked really really interesting. Like I don't know, I really liked it. And then that led up to him escaping, and it turns out it really wasn't him. It was somebody else, right? It was somebody else.
Right. Yes, it was one of his followers was in the ministry, that was within the government, I guess.
So I really like that scene. And then there's another scene. Don't laugh, Ruben. I'm thinking here. Come back to me.
Okay. Well, my particular scene that I really enjoyed, my particular scene was the scene, two scenes actually. The whole reveal of Credence, where we thought like, oh, he was Leda's, well, I can't even say her name now. Leda's sibling. Mm-hmm. And like we're like, oh yeah, and then they're just like, no, he's not. Like that entire moment was tense, leading up to their big. It wasn't even a match. It was like their big setup with Grindelwald trying to get his followers to join him all at once. Mm-hmm. That entire scene was really, one of those moments where it starts to pick up and like in the intensity of you're just like, oh, okay, so who are you? And it's just like, oh wait, no, we don't have time to talk about this because now Grindelwald wants to give his speech about why his followers should attack or do something. Mm-hmm. And then that's when you start, and then you see Queenie joins them, and then you have like, was there anyone else that joined? I feel like there was one. Or Credence joins them as well, and then so you're like, then you see Nagini who stays back. She's like, I'm not joining you, and then Jacob's just like, no, you're crazy. He's, sad about it, and then you have Leda who decides to pretend to join just to distract Grindelwald and have everyone be free and be safe. That was an entire good sequence, I think. Yeah, I enjoyed it from that moment when they were just like, "You're the brother." No, he's not, and I'll tell you why. All that part, yeah. It
was, and I like that. And it wasn't like, I feel like sometimes in these movies like those scenes can get pretty lengthy. And I'm kind of like, okay, let's wrap this up a little bit. But this one I didn't. Like when it when it reached its highest climactic part, and then like when the scene was done, I was like, still in it, in it to win it. I wasn't like, oh my god, this is dragging out. So I was appreciative of that, and I did like it, and I was like, Queenie, no, I was like dying, like what are you doing? Don't do that to Jacob, please.
I hope she's drugged.
I hope it. I hope there's
because if it's really like her own personal belief of like he's right, then I don't think we're gonna get her back.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
that'd be a tough loss for the fans,
especially for Tina. Oh my gosh.
She didn't seem concerned. Didn't she? They barely showed her.
That's true. That's a good point. But yeah, that was my particular scene. And then one thing I do want to point out was, I am always fascinated when we go into his zoo, when we go to Newt's zoo, and how like each animal has like their own like little lifestyle and their own little background, and it suits what they are used to living in. Mm-hmm. Oh, it's always cool to see.
Yeah,
he has like a collection of them. He collects them all.
Ash Ketchum.
Right, he's really a Pokemon trainer. He's trying to be the very best, like no one ever was.
No one ever was.
To collect them,
to catch them is his real test. To train them is his cause.
He does travel around the world.
He does search far and wide.
Each fantastic beast to understand the power of what's inside.
It is really fitting, right?
It is.
You just change a couple words and that's it.
Which is not a bad thing.
Ruben's not enthused about this.
I am.
But so yes, all that being said, Donnie, what is your real score for Fantastic Beast?
I'm gonna give it a 3.5. I thought it was really good. I really liked it. It was fun and entertaining and adventurous. It had a lot of these little subplots going on, which I was trying to keep up with. So, but hey, I mean, it definitely wasn't boring. Like it wasn't a dull moment. And sometimes, you're just thankful that even though it is, especially for me, because like I don't have a lot of back story or history with the Harry Potter franchise in general, but
that's gonna change.
That's gonna change coming real soon. I'm gonna watch me be the number one Harry Potter fan. I'm gonna know
the books.
all their names. I'm gonna know all the teams and all the different like
houses,
Gryffindor and that's
Slytherin
and Slytherin and that's
Hufflepuff.
Yep, and all that stuff.
And Ravenclaw.
I can't say that. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. That part. But yeah, I really liked the film. I liked the characters. I really liked Johnny Depp as Grindelwald.
He's established himself as a good villain.
Yeah,
so.
he is. He really is. And and Credence just seems like this like lost puppy and like doesn't know.
He's becoming a puppy that I'm starting to not care for, though. Just because I understand you don't know who you are or you're like where you come from, but that doesn't mean you can't make your own choices on what you think is right and what's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't like this whole like I don't know which side I'm supposed to be on. I feel like you should be able to. You're a grown person now. I think he was like 18. He was 18 in the first Fantastic Beasts.
Was he?
Yeah, and this movie doesn't set that far off. So he's an adult.
Yeah.
In U.S. terminology.
You need to get it together. You need to figure it out.
Right. I don't know. I get his confusion on that, and I don't mind his journey to find the answers, but if he's not picking up that he's being manipulated or people are trying to get him in his favor because he has power, then that's on him. Then he either deserves to die or he deserres to be the hero.
Deserves to die?
Or be the hero.
Okay, so he deserves one or the other?
Right.
Okay.
I liked him better this time.
As what you don't call him a villain though. He wasn't really a villain. He was
It
just
was interesting.
he was like
He seemed sensitive.
yeah.
Yeah, but sometimes that can get annoying after so long.
Well, because I will say the first one gave him more of a he was bullied. He was a bullied person, and that affected him. So that's understandable.
See, but I didn't feel bad for him.
In the first one, but now that he's claiming
It just
innocence,
seems more real.
well, no, the realistic part, yes. But if he keeps going with this, like I don't know what to do, I don't know who, that kind of thing.
It is so sad, yeah.
As a movie character, in real life, take your time. But as a movie character,
But in this story,
right,
in this franchise,
you got the power.
Because
Because I don't know if he realizes his power, his potential with his power. I don't think he.
I don't think he does.
I think he's more of just like, I have this bad thing that I can do,
And I don't know what it means or where it's from or how to.
And to me, the thing is, I don't know if it clicked for him, but the first movie, Colin Farrell was the same person. He was still Grindelwald in a disguise, like mistreating him, and now all of a sudden you're gonna believe him like again, and think. And I get the bird was like because the spoiler at the end is that he is a sibling or he's related at the very least to Dumbledore. Being like, I think they say his brother. I don't think, do they say officially? Okay, they say his brother. Which Dumbledore, Donnie, I don't know if you know, already has siblings. He has one sister and one brother. Mm-hmm. The sister is dead. Mm-hmm. So now you're caught up.
Okay,
but
thank you.
So I don't know if that in itself was like proof that he should trust him. To me, I would still be like, how do I know you're not manipulating me again? That was just another thing that was distracting. But yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah. So, anyways, I mean, sorry, but all that said, I give it a 3.5.
3.5.
I liked it a lot more than the first one, and I liked it better than I thought, and I liked it a lot more than the first Fantastic Beasts film, and I'm excited for the next one, and I am gonna go and watch all the Harry Potter films just so I can have a little more, reference, a little more.
You should. You probably would like it.
I think it would, yeah. And I think it would make, yeah. I think so.
All right, so my score it's a tough one, to be honest with you, because I feel like it's two different scores, one for the movie and one for the latest installment in the franchise.
Okay.
But I would say the movie is a 3 out of 5 for me. So. Wow. And it's tough because as a franchise, it's like a 3.75 out of 5. But as a movie, I felt like there was some things that needed to be cleaned up just a tad. Uh-huh. It's not a bad movie, and I don't like that critics are saying it's like the worst movie ever. It's not a bad movie. I just feel like there are some things that could have made this stand out and make this more amazing or fantastic. That were just overseen, and because they just kind of wanted to focus on the plot, which again, the plot is in itself not as clear for the audience. If you read the books, if you read the Harry Potter books, if you've seen the Harry Potter movies, you understand that a lot of these things go on. It's not just one simple story. And I feel like as a movie, without adapting, since they don't have like the full knowledge of what happens, they're kind of unsure of like what to show in the movie. So I think that they're still finding their footings on how to tell this series without a source material to go off of. Even though J.K. Rowling is writing the book, I still feel like she is. I don't want to say she's writing as she goes. I'm sure she's planned it out, but to be able to say I'm writing what this movie should be, I think it's still a work in progress for her. But I still feel like it's still a solid entry. Like if you're a fan of the Wizarding world, it's an enjoyable movie. I enjoyed it. I want to see it again. Just to, again, follow up on, make sure I pick up on all the different details, because I'm sure there's a lot of things that I missed the first time. But no, it's a solid entry, but as a movie, I will say it is a 3 out of 5.
Okay, sweet.
So, hopefully, listeners, you enjoyed this episode, and you probably agree or disagree on what Donnie and I think about this movie. We'd like to know. Share us your thoughts on social media. We have Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And you can also comment on YouTube at the Reel-ists podcast, or that's the YouTube channel. And then the social medias is Team Reel-ists. That's Team REELISTS. Don't forget to also just reach out to us just to say hi. Even if you just don't have a comment, but you just want to say hi. We don't mind that.
Oh, absolutely.
We'll take any single comment, question, or concern. I don't know why it may sound like it was a product now. But yes, so hopefully you enjoyed this episode, and you can also review us on iTunes. Just want to mention that in case you haven't. But thank you everyone for listening to this episode. Until the very next time, we'll see you once again.
See you later.